moving into the winter time, which means it's time to get your home ready for the colder weather.
Yeah, and last week we were talking about some of the things you can do to keep the warmth inside your home and keep the cold out with the Home Depot. Home Depot's back again. Fernando Gonzalez, we're glad to see you again this morning.
No problem.
And this time we're focusing a little bit more on the outside, because you've been talking about, we just saw some rain. You probably don't need your sprinklers as much anymore, if at all. And your lawn, of course, is going to be in a different shape, Fernando, during the winter.
Exactly.
So, obviously, leaves are falling. It is fall, after all.
Yes.
And it's not really just a visual thing, you know, when you have leaves on your lawn. There are other good reasons to clear those leaves away, right?
Yeah, you want to make sure before you get your final cut in, you want to go ahead and get rid of all the leaves that are falling, because it kind of builds a barrier between the sun and your lawn.
And it still needs to get whatever sunlight and everything it can, even though it's winter, right?
Exactly. And then on top of that, though, if you get an accumulation of leaves, it has a tendency to build mold, and you don't want that on your lawn, especially come spring. You have these nice little patches, and you're going to have to work a little harder in the springtime to get those things up to speed.
Well, even with the leaves that don't fall on the ground, the ones that hit your roof, right? Gutters. I mean, I have a huge drainage problem at my house, so cleaning the gutters out.
Yeah, that's important too. A lot of the damage that you can get to your foundation is actually from the gutter, the water. So if you're out there cutting your grass, getting it prepped for the winter, you might as well, while you're out there, look at your gutters, make sure there's no blockage and there's no cracks in your gutters.
And that's what these are for, right?
Yep.
Some of these gutter scoops?
Yep, this makes it easy. You don't want to get your hands dirty, so you just get in there, get it out.
I need some, maybe just a ladder just to get up there. And then,
exactly. And then if you do have a crack in your gutter and you don't want to replace it, we do have a plastic spray. You just spray it and it covers it, and it's going to be just as you.
Oh, cool.
So who would have thought that the water leaking from your gutters actually could lead to a big problem with your foundation? That's a huge problem.
It is a huge problem.
You want to avoid that.
Exactly. You don't want to have that.
And you brought some things talking about lawn. You want to get the leaves off so it doesn't have the sunlight, but what else can you do to your lawn just to get it ready for winter, snow, whatever?
Exactly. You really want to have a winter guard fertilizer on it with a high potassium level, anything over a 10, which would, if you looked at it, it would be your third number when you're reading your fertilizer. So the potassium is going to really feed the root and actually make it stronger for the winter, especially if it's a harsh winter. So you really want to spray some of this fertilizer on your lawn.
So it'll survive.
So it'll survive, and then it gives you it'll perk up really good in the spring.
Really good, super. And Bree, question for you.
Yes.
When are we looking at freezes here in the valley?
Freezes, right. Well, we've actually passed our first average freeze date, which was October 8th, but the first hard freeze is coming up on October 25th. That's the first average freeze date. So we're only about a week away from that date, and the hard freeze is when you want to take care of those sprinklers, right?
Yeah, you really want to do the sprinklers. I learned from a bad experience. The first year I was here, they told me blow out. Where I came from, you don't blow out sprinklers.
It's
right?
not necessary.
It's not necessary. So come springtime, when I turn on my sprinkler system, the water was shooting out. But when I went out later on, I had these nice bubbles, 2 bubbles in my lawn that the pipe had broken, and it was lifting my lawn.
Because that ice is going to expand and crack your pipe.
Crack your pipe. Yeah. So you really want to do the blowouts, and we at the Home Depot have all the fittings that you need to get. This is your most common one for your sprinkler system. We do have different ones that I think everybody has a little different.
And where are you actually going to attach this at your home? If you're looking to blow out your sprinklers in your lawn, where is it you go to?
Well, you go.
This shows how dumb I am.
Okay, in Nampa we have irrigation. So we have an irrigation canal that goes into our main our water sprinkling system. So we have a spigot. So I shoot it out through the spigot.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead through the spigot. Make sure you close the main line. You go ahead and put your air in there. You want to do one zone at a time. No more than 70 pounds of pressure, because you don't want to actually crack your pipe with your pressure. And basically, if you want to stand back.
And your air's already compressed, right?
My air's already compressed, and typically this is one zone, and that's what you should see. A little bit of water shooting out. You want to get most of your water out, and then make sure you get the pressure out, because water and pressure is what's going to break your pipe.
How long does that need to run? Just a few seconds, a few minutes?
As much as you can, because you really want to get all the water out.
Okay. Is all the water, no droplets, anything left in there, just so they're completely empty?
You want them as dry as you can get.
So go ahead and just let it run.
Just let it run, and you might have to cycle through a couple times to get that going.
This is a pretty cool one. I like this one. This is one and just really quickly, we're running out of time, but spigot covers as well to make sure you're not getting any other freezes.
Exactly, because you want to make sure you cover all the spigots outside.
Just styrofoam.
Styrofoam,
right?
Yeah. This is really cheap. This won't cost you much to get these spigots covered. And also, you want to make sure you get your water hose inside the garage. A lot of people leave their water hose outside. There's a little water in there, and they break them. And in spring, we have a lot of people coming with broken
New
hoses. Yeah.
Right. I didn't realize this was something you could do yourself.
Yeah.
I guess new project for me.
And an awesome demonstration as well. We appreciate you getting this whole thing set up. Make sure you blow out those sprinklers so that they work when the spring rolls around again.
Soon.
Fernando Gonzalez from the Home Depot, thanks again for being with us this morning. We appreciate it.
No problem.
You can go and run that thing again if you want. Coming up after the break.